It's not a political statement. It's a patriotic duty.
And the editors of great newspapers, such as yours, owe a common obligation to the people.
But freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream.
What are you people? On dope?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
But we have some bad hombres here, and we're going to get them out.
What's up, Eric? How was your week?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Kind of boring. I went snowboarding today, though.
That's awesome.
Freezing.
Yeah, I bet. It's 19 degrees right now. It was the high. I wonder what it was.
It was like, I think it was with the wind, it was like -4.
Where'd you go?
Cannon.
I haven't been snowboarding since college. Last time I went snowboarding, I went backwards down the hill and smashed my shoulder into a freaking tree.
Well, you're not really going backwards ever.
No, you're not, unless you fall on your ass and
Oh, you
control.
fell and
Yeah.
slid down
Yeah,
backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I turned around and I couldn't control it, and then I felt myself drifting off to the side.
And that was the
Yeah,
end of it?
what a blustery day. Where were you?
No, Cannon.
In the middle of the notch.
Yeah, it's
That's rough.
La Lafayette.
The notch is like a whole different climate
Yeah.
zone. Yeah,
So-
it'll be sunny and beautiful in the wintertime outside the notch, and as soon as you go in through, it's disgusting. I hate driving through there in the winter. It's always a crapshoot.
How about you? What happened?
It's a crazy week.
Yeah?
Busy with work. Yeah. We're doing some training videos and stuff like that. So been doing
Are
a
you
lot
training
of
them?
recording. Yeah. Believe it or
yeah.
not. Yep. I tell people what to do. Believe it or not. So I want to congratulate you and us on being a little bit above average.
What do you mean?
They say that the average podcaster or a new podcast that starts ends at 7. So they hang up the towel at
The
7,
belt, yeah.
and we're at number
We're at
8.
eight, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're at number 8, which is awesome. So yeah, we're right. We're just a bit above average right now, and I got no plans on stopping.
No.
The hell should we talk about today? We got a list, but we really have no plan. Can I start with this Angst documentary?
Yes.
All right. So there's this documentary that's coming out, and I was granted exclusive viewership to see this documentary. And it's called Angst, Raising Awareness Around Anxiety. So I'm just going to pull up their website right now. And
So it's angst, like A-N...
ANGST, I think is how they.
okay.
So it's a company called Indiflix, which is one of these. Looks like it's like a not for profit venture of some sort that does documentaries. So just some of the documentaries. One is Angst, ANGST. This is the one about anxiety. There's another one called Like, which is about bullying. There's another one called Money, which is teaching people about money and demystifying money.
How about that we just print money over and over again? And
Yeah, that's not what
thing.
they
Do they
do.
mention that?
And there's all kinds of other ones. Finding Kind. Everything is like one of these typical left wing, far left indoctrination video companies. It looks like they're out to do some good. They have their mission statement with a nice diverse picture on it, and they have a picture of these gears. I watched this documentary, and the gears is showing the team. Sorry, I didn't explain what the gears were. So it's showing the team. So I watched this documentary, Angst. Let me tell you how I came across this documentary.
Right.
I came across this documentary in an email. The email was sent by my kid's school district, right? The town we live in. The school district sent an email home. I'm going to pull up the email. I got the email saved. The first one that came out. Join us today and tomorrow, and this was on the 25th, so the 25th and 26th, for a free screening of a documentary exploring anxiety, its causes and effects, and what we can do about it. So I said, all right, I'm going to check this out. It gives you the email address to put in and the password to put in, and it was an hour-long, giant piece of propaganda. These kids, I doubt they would even be in high school. They looked a little mature for their age, right? But
Yeah, they look like in their 20s.
Maybe that's the RBG or whatever it is that they put in milk, the growth hormone or something. But yeah, they looked like they were way older than they were. It was very dramatic, very acted out. And if I was not someone who looks at things in a very critical way all the time, I would be impressionable. Is a very strong film. I would be impressionable that, oh my God, my kid must have some sort of debilitating anxiety disorder.
I watched like half of it. By the end, I was like, look, they're trying to, like, I'm starting to think, do I have anxiety?
The movie
Which
was...
I do.
Everybody does. Who the hell doesn't?
Right.
My palms are sweating right now because I don't know who I'm talking to. We got fans in France, man.
I know, right?
So it's a build-up, this movie, right? It starts off kind of like, oh, this is anxiety, and then it starts getting into the stories, and it hits a climax, and the way they have it paced with these kids telling their stories, and the way that they're telling their stories builds it up. But not only is it building it up, all you hear is do-do, do-do, do-do.
Beat get faster too.
And the beat's getting faster. So as you're watching it, your heart's
pumping.
racing. Your anxiety is friggin' rushing. You're getting anxiety watching these people talk about this anxiety they may or may not have had. And who knows if they had. I don't know these people.
They're
in a
disasters.
super high budget documentary that is exploring this anxiety. That I don't know why the Salem School District, which is a public school system, on the taxpayer dime, is sending this crap out. What did Salem have to do? Probably nothing, right? Probably nothing. I'm thinking that the funding is so great for this movie that they just gave it to the schools for a special
Mass
preview.
produced. Everybody got it.
Yeah,
Every school got it.
every school got it, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet every school got it. So I
See
didn't...
the shining sea.
I've been busy like crazy this week, and I haven't had time to dive into this like I should, but I wanted to bring it up because the one thing I did was I pulled up their website and I wanted to see who's funding this crap. Because when I see charter schools and stuff like that, I'm like, who's funding this shit? Right? Who are the donors? I mean, you know, the usual suspects come to mind: Rockefeller, Bill and Melinda Gates, all those. So if you go to their about, they have their partners and supporters. As soon as you pull it up, there's something called It's On Us, which I don't really know what it is. There's a link that you can click on and go see it. Mattel Toys. Okay, toys. Barack Obama, Organizing for Action. So whatever this group is that Barack Obama runs is or has his name on with his O with the farm field in red and the blue arc, and I'm sure somebody's broken that down to be some sort of satanic logo of some sort. Somebody out there, I'm sure, has. Not me. But yeah, Barack Obama is Organizing for Action. Microsoft is another one of the big sponsors.
Well,
and
Bill Gates always has something to do with education.
Well, there's a bunch of these little groups too that I don't know exactly who they are, but I'm going to dive in and check it out and see who these are, because it was just the most bizarre film to send home. And if they're
and with
show,
this like group of donors,
yeah,
they're all part of deep state.
Exactly. So there's a lot of sketchiness about that documentary. All the other documentaries. Oh, here's another good one. So the lady that made the documentary, right? I'm glad I remembered this before we moved on to the next subject. The lady that made the documentary, her name is Scilla, Scilla, Andreen, okay? And she's got a host of propaganda-ish documentaries, right?
On YouTube?
No, like Sundance Film Festival kind of gotta go and seek them out documentaries. You may be able to find them on YouTube. I don't know if you would stream them for free there or anything like that, but I'm sure if you're Hulu or something.
Well, if they want to get out of
Xfinity,
propaganda, they'll make it free.
Yeah. I mean, they're out there somewhere. You can get them. Anything's attainable if you want to watch it. So she has a documentary coming out October 5th. It's slated for the day after my birthday, 2021. I'll be 42 years old. It is called, it's untitled right now. Untitled Race Documentary is how it's listed in IMDb. Untitled Race Project is a documentary that addresses racism and the brain science explaining the effects on our mental health.
So our racism is like affecting how we think, like making people depressed?
We will explore effective ways we can examine our beliefs and disrupt our own behavior so we can heal. So if it's anything like this last documentary that she put out, someone's going to watch this and it's going to be put in such a way that they're going to say, oh my God, I must be a racist. That's how I see it happen, right? I'm curious. I got the date set in my calendar. I can't wait for it to come out and find out how I can watch it.
It's all just propaganda for children.
That's what it is.
Like
man.
hard
not
hitting,
even children, because if children are watching that angst documentary it's going to be way over their heads. It was like boring and slow. And
so it's for the parents?
It's for the parents, yeah. And there's a lot of weak-minded parents out there, man. As we know, there's parents that, like, you know, do crazy, weird stuff, and it's crazy. So.
I hope you invested in GameStop.
Yeah, no. I wish I invested in it last year around this time.
So let's go over this whole thing. So what do you know about it?
I know that somehow it's called the short squeeze. So my knowledge of all this, it's Friday right now, comes from this morning on my ride to work. I listened to James Altuch's podcast on it, and I understand everything he said about it, but I don't know enough about a short and the short squeeze or the stock market in general to be able to give you any kind of real thoughtful information. I can tell you what I think about it, but as far
I think
as
it's illegal what these companies are doing. These Robin Hoods.
Oh, as far as shutting the stock market down or shutting those particular stocks down.
Well, because of what happened.
Yeah. Of course.
So what I got out of it, now correct me if I'm wrong, so like what I read was if you had a share of ABC stock, whatever it is, and you buy it for $10 a share, and then you immediately sell it for $10, right? And then you have to pay your broker back, right? One stock. So you wait for it to go down to $7, and then you pocket the $3. So what they did was that on basically a mass scale, which then
the Reddit people.
Yeah, right. And then that when it went it went up to like 450.
They kept buying it and buying it.
Yeah, so when it went up to 450, they had to pay back, 1 million shares.
Right.
At
The hedge for the short.
Right, so they had to pay back $300 a share as opposed to what they thought they were going to get it for 18 cents or whatever.
However it worked, apparently this one company that was involved in it,
Marion Capital,
$6 billion bankrupt.
See,
yeah,
they had those dancing, those dancing funerals with the song,
like George Floyd.
No, like the dancing funerals, like it's like those, it's like something in Africa, and when they like hold the casket, they like dance and they do this dance. The nurses during COVID,
Yeah.
They made one of that, and in the casket was Marion Capital. And dude, it's true. They destroyed it.
Yeah.
I think they got bailed out, of course.
Of course they did. Who bailed them out? Us?
Yep, us. So did we really win?
I don't know, man.
And now the people, I think what's really shitty is now that it's like off of Robinhood, I believe it's like off of Webull, and all that. People can't buy it now.
Yep.
So all these people have a stock that they can sell, but there's no one to buy it.
Yep.
So now they're gonna lose they're just gonna plummet this thing to the ground.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's doing now.
Everybody that messed with it. If you didn't buy it yesterday.
And then leave it yesterday.
Yeah, if you didn't buy it before it went skyrocketing, then.
But you had to get it up, like you had to, before they started shutting all this stuff down, you had to sell.
Yeah, you had to sell. Yeah.
When it was like 450, you sold, and then you made, one guy turned what, 55K into 13 million?
He got fired, or he got laid off from his job, and he got a $55,000 severance package, right? So they paid him for 6 months or whatever it was that the 55,000 was. He took that entire chunk and was like, "Fuck it, let it ride, man. What do I got to lose?"
The balls on that, dude.
That's ballsy. And put it all into friggin' GameStop and came out with $13 million.
He must have heard about that. Did you ever go on that Wall Street Bets?
I hear a story like that, and I get like teary eyed. Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
Especially that he fucked
awesome.
Wall Street.
Fuck yeah, good for you, man. Good for you. If it's true, good for you. I think this is going to usher in a whole new level of.
But do you think maybe this was? I don't know if I want to say like a psyop thing, but maybe they have to do something for the Great Reset with the stock market.
Well, do you remember in 2008? I was thinking about this today on my ride home from work. In 2008, when the housing market took a big shit, that just before all that happened, Bernie Madoff got popped for the $50 billion Ponzi scheme.
Oh yeah.
Right. So are all these little landmines going off because something bigger is going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. So now they have a reason to restructure.
Yeah. I mean, Biden signing 38 executive orders. I mean, it could be a total friggin'
Like
sham.
Scam. Yeah.
It could be. It could be something that they let happen. Who knows? I don't know how that shit works. And I think it's to usher in more regulation. And the regulation, if the stock market regulation needs to be politicians doing that crap.
Yeah.
Because last year, just before COVID hit, when the stock market started tanking, the Feinstein and a couple other of the on the Republican side got called out for selling off stocks because they knew that the market was going to friggin' tank.
Right.
Nothing happened to them because it's perfectly legal for a politician to do something like that.
But the peasants
The
can't.
peasants can't. No,
No.
the useless eaters, man. No way. We need to be lining up and be obedient, and don't you dare mess with that money. Don't you dare mess with that money.
O.J. Simpson got the vaccine today.
Hank Aaron died after he got the vaccine.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a connection with that?
Yeah.
They'll never. I think so. They'll never admit it.
Yeah. I really think there is. So OJ, how long are we gonna give him? We're gonna get a vaccine death pool?
The juice is not dying.
No, you don't think so? The juice will still be loose. He's got a great Twitter.
Does he? Alright. What else you got? You want to talk about?
Oh, the QAnon shaman, the dude with the horns, yeah, and the face paint and everything. He's pissed off right now.
Why?
His lawyer said that he's angry because he feels slighted that Donald Trump didn't issue him a pardon before he left office.
Why would he?
I
Is
know.
he still in jail? Do you think he's even in jail?
That guy, he has a IMDb page, I believe, or some sort of like headshot page or something. He's an actor. Most of the people there were actors.
Right.
The other dude that was supposedly the BLM guy, he was a friggin' speed skater in Uber commercials. It's friggin' stupid. To be quite honest with you, I don't even know why we're really talking about it still. I just thought it was funny that his lawyer said he felt
Yeah,
slighted.
but do you think he's even really in jail? Or do you think he's out?
I don't know. I don't friggin' know. Who the hell knows? Let's see what else we got here. Food service management. So you know how I'm into the food service.
Yep.
And I subscribe to a bunch of trade publications, and there's one called Food Service Management that I subscribe to. And I need to find the article, and of course I'm not finding it. Son of a bitch. I think I closed it, and I don't have it right now. Oh, I just found it. My bad, sorry. So they do 5 things, right? And 2 of the 5 things I thought were very interesting, and they're coronavirus related. So one is about the Las Vegas school system. Las Vegas schools are looking at reopening because of suicides. So I didn't
With
get
the kids?
Yeah, I didn't get too deep into the article or anything, but yeah, the school system wants to reopen. This is going to be pretty bad. Forget about the vaccines. What was that? I read to you before we started recording. It was something like 365 deaths are already attributed in like 10.
But you only heard of like
10,000.
one, and it was like it was just like a fluke thing.
It was a doctor. Yeah,
Yeah.
a doctor in Florida. Yeah.
But that's the only one you've ever heard of.
Yeah.
They don't.
That's because they're not going and digging and looking for this stuff. And
Why would they?
They're not reporting exactly.
They might
Yeah,
show
that's
another
what
one,
Operation Warp
maybe
Speed.
like, this one died, but it might not be really from the vaccine. They'll kind of play it down.
Yeah. And then the other one, this was the second thing in the 5 things, was the Center for Disease Control study finds a low COVID spread in schools. I think I remember a certain Donald Trump saying that I see no reason why the schools should be closed.
Right.
This COVID doesn't even affect them. Now look at what's happening.
And then if you go on Twitter, you would see the the teachers, we don't want to go back till we get the vaccine. No, you just don't want to go back to work.
Yeah.
It's like, get your ass to work. Everybody else is going back to work.
There's a reason why there's jokes about the teachers and the break rooms that they have having booze and there's teachers that are really, really good out there.
Yeah.
And it's just like any job, dude. I've worked alongside people that fucking suck and shouldn't be in a kitchen on a line cooking or anywhere near a knife or anything like that, but they still choose to friggin' do it. Guess what? With teachers, they're scum. There's some that are scum that shouldn't be doing what they're doing. you know?
Yeah.
But they went through college and they went through the motions, and now they're like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm gonna teach. Oh, I gotta deal with your brat kid? Yeah, you gotta fucking deal with my brat kid. That's the job you fucking chose, you know? 10 years I worked at Harvard and I fed fucking brat kids. I didn't freaking.
That must have been awful.
There for 10 years?
Yeah.
Very eye-opening. It almost
Are they really bad?
It almost turned me liberal. No. The students at Harvard?
No. Like a liberalism there. Bad?
Yeah, pretty bad. And it's not so much the believe it or not, it's not so much like the students that you deal with in the university, right? And I call them brat kids, and they're teenagers, right? And they're in college and they're having a good time and they're doing whatever. They trash things, so I'm looking at it from that perspective. The kids were way more down to earth, and with it, it was the administration and the staff that were out to fucking lunch.
Oh, they're crazy.
Gone. Like some of these ladies that work in the front office, I want to be like, you're a fucking administrative assistant, right? Don't come across like you got some fucking bougie attitude. You're working at Harvard. You're not, you know, some elite that's bloodline generation. It was crazy. It was the complete opposite of what I expected it to be when I went in there. I was expecting like Chad and Skip and Karen.
But the kids were actually pretty cool.
Some of them were real cool, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, some of them were real
There's
cool.
hope for some of them?
Hope for a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of famous people that came through Harvard, too, as far as like actors and stuff like that. Like they do the Hasty Pudding there, and National Lampoon came out of Harvard. Timothy Leary was friggin' dropping acid with all the students in the 60s, right? So yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit that came out of there. But yeah, it's a weird ecosystem. Let's just leave it at that. Everybody I worked with was friggin' awesome.
That's good.
Dining for 10 years and everybody was awesome. All the facilities guys were awesome. There's tunnels that snake under the Charles River and across into Boston.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. There's like a whole...
Is it like hidden? Where does it come out? Do you come out of the sewer
stuff.
like a Ninja Turtle?
Pretty much, yeah. It's mostly steam tunnels, so they can get steam from one side to the other of campus. But I'm sure there's other tunnels that snake off and
probably use them for pedophilia, running kids and shit.
Sacrifices. Who the hell knows? You know, whatever the conspiracies are, they're probably true. You know.
Get Alex Jones to go in there like he did Bohemian Grove.
Right. I know. This is going to turn into a quick one tonight, I think, Eric.
Yeah, that's fine.
Not a ton going on. We talked about the QAnon shaman. Who's best at growing strawberries? Man or machine?
Oh yeah, isn't that there's like a robot now that's gonna pick strawberries?
World Economic Forum's website. I like following these guys because they got the Greater Reset going on. So here's what happened when AI and humans met in a strawberry growing contest. And it goes over all of it. People can go to the website and find out and be the judge of who is better, but obviously the AI wins, and you know,
because it's perfect.
Yeah, well, that's what's being pushed right now, is this whole man and machine and fourth industrial revolution and all that crap. And the same thing with the farmlands, right? Right. Biden signs 37 executive orders, and one of those executive orders is to just stop farms and turn it into fucking conservation land.
Well, no, it wasn't that Como. I thought we were talking about that earlier. Como did that in New York.
No. Biden signed one of his executive orders was to stop. Like,
so yeah, what are you gonna wait? Are you gonna take over these people's farms?
Well, what I would like,
they're like eminent domain.
Yeah, something like that. Tell them to make it so difficult that they can't farm anymore or something. I mean, Bill Gates just bought up a majority share of all the farmland.
So that just takes all the farms from the private citizen.
Yep.
Bankrupts them because who cares about them?
If my hunch is correct, this executive order will not target any farms that are owned by Bill Gates.
Yeah, and it's gonna make him his farms the only farms there is.
Yeah, and then they're gonna automate them with this strawberry technology, AI, and
Monsanto products.
Yeah, and it's all gonna be grown here and exported out to China and Turkey and wherever else it's going.
And they'll sell it as something good, like we're making a ton of money.
Oh yeah, and then we're gonna invest in green technologies. We're gonna invest in
it's just gonna be the end.
Biofuels and solar energy, and
so then crazy. How would they do it? So then to get people to move more closer to the cities, you would have to then like only supply grocery stores in the cities.
Yeah, you'd have to stop pretty much any development in any rural land. And then, you know, roads would end up closing and infrastructure would crumble, bridges would crumble, because all that money would go into the cities, and then you're forced to move into the cities. You know, look what's happening in Boston, the high rises that are going up, it's crazy. They look ugly, man.
Yeah, they look like,
It looks
it
horrible.
doesn't look good.
It reminds me of watching, you watch the miniseries Chernobyl on HBO?
I have
recommend
seen it.
It
I'm
was
thinking
pretty
about
good.
getting. Do you have HBO Max? I know this is
Yeah.
completely unrelated. Is that worth the?
It's part of my cable package. I think.
Would you pay for
Yeah.
it? Would you pay 15? I
Well,
think it's like 6 months for $70. Would you do that?
I'm cutting the cord Tuesday, and yeah, I would. 6 months for $70.
That's a new
So
deal.
it's like 11 or 12 bucks a month.
I think that's just for the, and then I don't know what it is
$12 a
after
month.
that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because I've been kind of thinking, like,
kinda
me and my
sweet.
friend were talking about it. Netflix kind of sucks now.
Yeah, I find myself watching nothing. Every now and then I'll find something on. I find a lot of stuff, believe it or not, on Disney Plus.
I can't download that shit.
I love Disney Plus.
I tried watching The Mandalorian with my buddies.
Yeah, I don't watch any of that. I've never seen Star Wars my entire life.
I didn't
People
even know.
think
I don't even know what was going on.
Yeah, people
I
think
don't.
I'm
I
weird.
watched episode 1
Yeah.
when I was a kid.
Yeah, I never even got that far. It never intrigued me.
I didn't watch. I
No,
don't really like
no,
it. It's
there's-
too.
There's other stuff. I like the Marvel stuff. I was a
I only
comic book
like
geek as a
Deadpool.
kid.
I only like Deadpool.
Okay.
And they like the original Spider-Mans with like Tobey Maguire.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
But like now, like I don't watch Arrow. I don't watch any
Right.
of that. Punisher is pretty good. Though.
Yeah,
That was good.
Punisher was one of my favorites as
Yeah.
a comic book. Yeah, I don't know.
So with the farmland, we were talking about getting more. Like I want to do a bigger garden next year. And start growing my own food.
Yeah, get your seeds because.
Oh, I got the seeds.
there's
I got those trays.
Yep. There's seed companies now that are like a month, 2 months out. They're just like, okay, order and we'll ship them when we can get them.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, people have the same idea.
I think so.
I guess that's good though.
But apparently there's a shortage too. We talked. I mentioned a seed vault, right? There's that seed vault they got over in I think Switzerland or something like that.
Every seed on Earth is in there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Tons of each variety. Like
Oh, really?
Thousands and thousands. Yeah, I just listened to Charlie Robinson, Macroaggressions. He had a good podcast called Seeds of Doubt, and he went into it pretty hard and heavy.
Why is it
in
there?
the style that he does, which is freaking awesome style.
And do you think Switzerland's neutral then?
It's in a mountain. It's in a mountain above sea level, and then like 3,000 feet down.
So you couldn't get to it.
You couldn't just walk in and be like, "Yeah, dude, I need some seeds."
Has anyone found it?
Yeah, Bill Gates funds it. People walk in and out of there. It's just like a temperature-controlled room to keep buckets and buckets of seeds.
That's it? It's just
Yeah.
like a warehouse?
Yeah, just in case anything happens, asteroid hits, and we need to, restart.
That is actually smart, but I
It's
don't know, is
smart,
it all
but-
good?
Yeah.
And do you think Switzerland's all neutral? I don't know.
I don't think so. World Economic Forum's holding their conference there now
Oh, really?
in Davos. Yeah. I don't know. Are they? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know enough about foreign policy to know.
I don't think Biden does either.
No, not signing his 37 executive orders and one of them looking to freaking completely decimate the farmland,
Now, what are you going to do for, like, if, all right, end of the world happens now, what are you going to do for, like, meat? We got to talk about maybe splitting a pig, maybe getting 2 pigs.
Cows, there's Restaurant Depot I have a membership to.
I got to start stockpiling on
There's
that,
options.
but the problem is they don't last forever.
The frozen stuff doesn't last forever at all. No. I mean, you can chop stuff up and grind it, and that'll hold longer.
You're going to be eating a lot of steak.
Yeah. You're gonna need it though. You're gonna need to ration it.
But no, I'm saying if anything happen, like waiting for something to happen, and you just got to chill in the.
What I would like is just kind of build up a stockpile and then use it and replace it. Use it and replace it. So just
you always have a constant.
I just want a big supply of stuff that's not going to go bad. And there's no reason why I don't. I have a food saver. I know how to cut the subprimals down. I know how to ferment. I haven't canned yet, but I plan on canning.
Yeah.
And learning that pretty soon.
Because that you got to be careful with, right? We were talking about that.
Yes. So what I learned with the canning is there's a difference. I'm sorry if I'm not watching you. I'm watching the battery. This thing's probably gonna die soon.
But it's not charging?
No, it's not charging. When you can, it has to be something highly acidic, or you need to get what's called a pressure canner. And I'm not sure if it's the same as a pressure cooker or if it's like a pressure cooker on steroids. I think
You put the whole can in?
you put the whole can in. Yeah, even when you do like to do like tomatoes or like pickled tomatoes or pickles, and you want to can those and make them shelf stable, or if you want to do like a pickled beet and make it shelf stable, you have to submerge it in boiling water to express all the air out of it.
So you would have to put the whole mason jar in?
The whole mason jar, yeah.
Inside this.
And they have a clamp that you can use to pick up the mason jars, even if you were just doing it in a pot of water. But this pressure canner, I think it is the same thing as a pressure cooker. The only difference is it's shaped long, so you can fit a lot of jars in there. And when I talk canning, I'm talking jars. I'm not talking cans. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Like a tuna
popping
can.
a lid on a
Yeah,
can
yeah.
And sealing it, or that. I wouldn't even know
I don't think you really need to.
where to begin with that. Yeah. And I don't know. I think the jars are better, and especially if you're doing like a pickled thing that has a lot of acid in it. Even if that jar springs a leak, it's still submerged in that acidic water. So eventually, what's going to end up happening is you're just going to have some sort of kimchi, right? It's gonna ferment. And
Kombucha?
Booze too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I did an experiment because I was making kombucha a while ago, and I bought the SCOBY, and the SCOBY is a symbiotic culture of yeast, a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, SCOBY, and it's a patty. And you put that in and you pour the sugar tea in, and what it does is it eats the sugar in the tea, and basically the bacteria is a living organism, so when it eats the sugar as food, it shits out the CO2. And that's what causes the fermentation and makes the bubbles. That's a real rudimentary way of explaining it, but that's essentially what happens is the bacteria eats the sugar, shits out the CO2 and the fermented goodness, and you freaking drink that, and it adjusts your gut bacteria and does whatever benefits they say.
So kombucha's yeast
that it
shit.
has. Yeah, kombucha is basically just non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
Right? It's fermented.
It's
it
pretty
just
good.
doesn't have the alcohol content. I like it.
Yeah.
You can make boozy stuff. And then the longer you go, I did vinegar. So you can just take red wine, put it in a jar, I put a paper towel with a rubber band. I set it on a shelf, and I got vinegar, but I let it go too long, and I ended up getting out of that vinegar. I could have used it as a SCOBY for
Oh really?
Yeah, for
No way.
kombucha. Yeah. So, or if you get like the Bragg's vinegar, the apple cider vinegar, the raw cider vinegar, it has the shit floating in it, and it's called the mother, and that's all that is. So if you took some of that, if you didn't have a SCOBY, you can start kombucha with that too.
Oh really?
It's gonna take longer, but it'll grow fast. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And it's good for you too. Yeah.
We gotta talk about getting our petition for the town about getting
Yeah.
our
How are we gonna
chickens.
go about this chicken thing? We need to figure this out.
I don't know, we gotta get our chickens in a row here.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
I don't really know where to start. So
No, I don't even know who to petition, how to begin, or anything like that.
anybody knows,
How to
please
start a
help us.
movement.
Like, yeah, how do we start a movement?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about ready to say F them all, and just do it, and just get them and see what the hell happens,
What are the cops gonna come and arrest you?
They'll kill the chickens. They'll send like the game.
To hell they are.
there, and they'll-
To hell she's taking my chickens. I'd be like, no,
Yeah.
I'll kill my chickens, and I'm keeping them here.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not
exactly.
gonna take it. Like, get out of here, tyrant.
Yeah, that's what they'll do. They'll send the brown shirts over to take the chickens. 3D printed guns are back, and this time they are unstoppable. This is in Wired, and I think Wired is one of those magazines like Business Insider. So here's the sub headline: a decentralized network of gun printing advocates is mobilizing online.
Mobilize.
They're anonymously sharing blueprints, advice, and building a community. there's no easy way they can be halted. For fuck's sake.
They're gonna be terrorists, anybody that makes it.
So anything that's happening, they're right now, it looks like trying to censor the World Wide Web. Right? They're trying to censor this domain that they really
Just
have
mold
no
it to what
control
they
over.
can have.
Exactly.
Only certain things.
They're trying to figure out how they can get their clutches on it. So they're just pumping out bullshit article after bullshit video after bullshit everything.
But they couldn't ever get a hold of like BitChute and stuff, so people could always comment on that, right?
So that's what I wanted to talk about next, and we probably got to do this to wrap up because I'm about to die on the battery here.
Alright.
Alternative social media is abundant, and I've been finding out this alternative social media since I've been uploading our videos and uploading our podcasts and all that stuff. Library, LBRY, awesome. They're in conjunction with Odyssey.
Yeah.
ODYSEE. The other one is BitChute. They're a little clunky. Float, FLOTE. That's like an alternative to Twitter.
And I was thinking more of 8chan and and all that.
Even a Reddit, man.
Yeah.
Look what's going on.
But yeah, keep going.
This, if it is. Minds is another one. Rockfin. And then I think Gab's a bunch of bullshit, but I feel like I need to mention it in there. I think that's like a parlor kind of psyop thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is
With it
I
just
just want
trying
to
to
keep
herd
making all
everybody
these
together.
fucking profiles.
I know.
It's like pain in the ass.
I know. The only reason why I'm finding out about him is because it's the Resistance Chronicle. So yeah, that's it. We're up on Library and Odyssey. We're on BitChute. I got my own thing on Float. I suggest you get something too.
What's Float?
FLOTE. Float.app.
What's that one like? Twitter?
Twitter. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, it's like a Twitter. And Minds is also like a Twitter.
Alright.
And then Rockfin's badass, but you need a subscription to get the goodie good.
Did you get
The
the
good stuff. I didn't get the subscription. No. Not
No,
yet.
you might have.
I might not. I don't know. I'm debating on it. It's $10, you know?
$10 a month?
Yeah, $10 a month.
That's kind of pricey.
It's steep. Yeah. But if I
What are you
think about it,
watching?
right, I subscribe to the Ripple Effect on Patreon, I give him $5 a month. I used to subscribe to Sam Tripoli's on there too, and I gave him $5 a month. The Conspiracy Guys,
You still a big fan of Ripple Effect?
huge, man.
Yeah, you're
fuck
on there.
man,
You're
that
on
guy's
board.
awesome. Hell yeah. Ricky Varandas is awesome. If it wasn't for him, I never would have seen Automatic.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd text him questions on Facebook, and he'd reply right away, you know.
Have you talked to him since? He gonna get back on the...
I want to the next time he does one, yeah.
I'll go
Supposedly
with you.
soon, so yeah, that would be freaking awesome.
We'll just do it from here.
Right? Get both of us together.
Oh, we probably couldn't be in the same room because then it would echo.
Man, who
Yeah.
knows? Who
But
knows?
yeah,
I
I got nothing else.
no.
You know, next week you might not forget your plug.
I know if I'd be in a better state of mind right now because all I'm doing is watching that battery die and it's just
What
going
percentage is that?
like 0.
All right.
It shows that it's plugged in, but that's about it. So that's it, folks. Yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank
it was
you.
a quick one this time around. Not our best, but hey, it was a podcast. It's number 8. We're above
Good night.
average.
Good night.
Night. All right, cool. I like that.